Hey there, Paul here with Engduro. I'm here to give you a bit of a preamble, a bit of some background into this Honda 1982 Honda CM450e that I put some effort into to try to get it ready for something. So I'm here to give you the background as to what that something is. So first of all, it's you're going to hear me say the word MER a lot. So MER, it's kind of fun to say, but it stands for Mega Engduro Rally for 2022. So our friends at Engduro, so we formed a company to kind of engage in the motorcycle community. We had an idea for this cool tool. We looked out there, it wasn't there, so we actually created some cool tools that you can use to kind of fix your bikes and it's handy and unique. And so check that out if you want. But this isn't about that. It's about that group of friends and doing some fun things and engaging in the motorcycle community. So what we've come up with is this MER, this rally, and we love the YouTubers that are spending $1,000 and going on a 1,000-mile journey, and they're buying older bikes and resurrecting them, and it looks like a lot of fun. So we decided to do that for 2022. So we set some criteria. We said, hey, you can't spend more than $3,000 on a bike. It has to be an older bike, so it has to be the year 2000 or older. And we're going to add a scoring point system to all this stuff. We got a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is basically you spend less, you get more points. You get a kind of a more interesting bike, you get more points. You get an older bike, you get more points. There's some points for CCs. Lots of things. And then we're going to do, as we're doing the MER, we're going to be doing gravel roads. There's going to be double track. There's going to be maybe single track for some bonus points. There's going to be highway miles, and there's going to be twisty highways too. And in that, we're going to do some silly tests as well, maybe a gas consumption test or something like that as well. So that'll get more points, and we'll do silly things during the rally, the MER as well. So I chose mine because I always liked a desert sled. I always wanted a desert sled. I didn't have one. I have an adventure bike, and of course I have an awesome Royal Enfield for putzing around, but I don't have kind of that super reliable desert sled that can do those gravel roads, and I can just have a blast around town and go wherever. So I was super pleased to pick up this motorcycle for $500. So right there, getting some points for the $500 purchase. I'm probably going to put another $600 or so into this thing to get it to where I want it to go. And that's kind of my wheelhouse of using my skills of using what we have and not overspending. So that's my piece. So when you see the videos, you'll see that I'm reusing lots of stuff and not spending lots of money, but getting a bike hopefully that's going to get me through this MER. One other thing about the videos, when you do see them, please be kind. I started this with just my camera, and you'll probably see I'll be kind of talking, and you might see my finger kind of come into the shot every now and then. So really I'm just gonna run those videos from when I bought it to kind of where it is now, and I'll do a summary in the end, and you'll be able to, and that'll be it. Okay, enjoy. Two 1982 Honda CM450e parallel twin. Pretty sweet, needs some work. Let's see if she starts. Choke, of course. Run. We see. this is the seat. It's a cruiser style, and I thought I'd turn it more into a scrambler or I guess a cafe type. So I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to take this all apart. I'm going to cut it to the shape that I want with this. Use my Engduro tool to take some things off and recover it and see how it looks. So that's the plan. Stay tuned for the results. I've taken the cover off. I've got the foam here, and it's actually not too bad, so I should be able to reuse that. And of course the pan. The pan has a bit of rust, but not too bad. I will shape that to the way I want and clean it up. Well, here we are, progress report. So I bought this motorcycle with the electrical issues, and so I've been kind of going through it, and as you can see here, and today it was a good day. We got everything kind of working. So they were having issues with all the lights and all the systems, just not knowing how to hook things up. So also some fuses were burnt out. So as you can see, we got some lights going on, which is good. We even got a high beam light going, signals. Well, look at that. Signals are working, both sides. Other side. Nice. Even the brake. You can see that. Brake light works. So, very good. And the next few days, the seat will come back. I fixed up the pan and actually send it off somewhere to get them to do the final upholstering to it. Yep, it should look good. Anyway, great day, great day. So I got the seat, and I think I'm not going to put a rack on it. I'm going to leave this as the rack because I found this on a Kijiji site. And this is what I'm going to use for my luggage. It's going to fit right there. Sorry, it's going to look like that. Once we strap it down, of course, but it looks good. I like the proportions. Unfortunately, that means I couldn't put my signal lights right here, so I've been hacking up the old existing housing, and come up with this as an option. So I don't know if it's the final phase yet, but I've got a nice LED stoplight, and of course my signal lights I just found kicking around. It's a little rusty. I'll probably clean it up and paint it black so it all flows, and it'll go right there on the back. So that's the plan. Things are progressing. Well, here we are. I've just finished installing the rear signal housing and the brake light. Yeah, painted the interior black, so it looks really good. Got all the wiring done. It's nice. It flows underneath, as you can see, and then pops out here underneath. Very clean, and it all works. I even had to do some custom license plate adjustments for the signal lights, but I'm cool with that. That's good. I like it. There you go. Today we're going to talk about foot pegs. So the foot pegs on the CM, when I first got them, they're actually a little forward. So as it is a small cruiser, and so I got a parts bike, a CB400 from 1980, thinking I could switch out a bunch of parts, and turns out not a lot was, but I flipped it and made a few $100s, so I added that to my MER budget. The key thing I did add, though, was this foot pegs, in that I did have to grind out a little section here to make it fit, but it definitely moved the pegs that were up here back here, so better for gravel roads, better for standing up. and just a more comfortable cruise or touring position. And on the other side, let's see here. Yeah, same thing. This one I didn't have to do much to. I did have to grind out a little bit to make it fit in there. But of course switched out the shift lever as well to make it so it's usable. And so really definitely moved it from here to here. So hopefully a little more comfortable on those highway cruises and those gravel roads, and if I have to stand up to do some off-roady things. Today we are removing the front tire because we're going to replace it. The original, well, on here was a 180 18 front, and we're replacing it with a 110 80 18, which is a little beefier. It's a Kenda K761 front, but I just rolled it in there. It looks like it's going to fit just fine. We will find out. Also doing the same for the back. There's the rear tire. That one's a 130 90 16. Other updates, I did add a little fly screen. I'm not sure if I like the clear or not. I went and ordered a black one too. They're cheap, so that'll show up. I did install the rear rack. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but there's the new rear rack. So kind of flows with the seat. Looks good, works good. So yeah, it's coming along. The little 450 motor is great. It's got about 35 to 40 horsepower, somewhere around there. So it gets you around just fine. Got the 5-speed with a overdrive. So 6 speeds with the overdrive. So pleased with that. So going to be great for gas mileage on the highway sections of this MER test next year that we're going to do. Today, just to make my life a little easier in Canada as I ride this thing around all over town. It's been great. But I'm installing some heated grips. So we've got some heated grips here. I had to do a little bit of modding on the throttle here, just to cut off this little piece, so it fit nicely. So I've done that. The other side's already on there. Now I've just got to hook up the button to turn it on and off, hook it up to the battery, of course, and ground it, and then get the wires all flowing nicely so that they're not visible and they don't get worn. So that's what I'm up to today, and there's the update. Hey guys, so I'm installing these heated grips here. People are asking about the brand, probably Bike Master. That's what I went with. They were on sale, cheap, got them. So I'll give a review on how they actually work once they're on the bike. But right now I'm just doing the wiring, trying to wire this in. I could tie into the front for some power, but I think this one's got a fuse in it. I'm going to just run it to the battery. So because of that, I'm going to take off the tank, and this is kind of a plug for the Engduro tool. So I'm just going to use this to take off the tank, and then of course I need to unhook the petcock here. So I'll use the slot to do that. So yeah, handy little tool, just in my pocket so I can take off a tank. So if you recall, when I bought this, they had it came with a broken speedometer, and they had used brown silicone to kind of keep a piece of plastic over top of it. It works. I use some epoxy to try to clean it, put it back and clean it up a bit, but still not ideal with the big crack in there and that. So I found this. Actually, my son found it and picked it up. It's from a 70s era CB 400, but the ratios are right. I'm kind of trying to get it to fit. I'm going to spray paint it. I'm not going to keep it baby blue, of course. I'll spray paint it black. And yeah, go for a test ride tomorrow. See if it works. Okay, so what's going on with the CM450 today? Well, a few things. First of all, when we left off, the Speedo definitely works. It's great. It's smooth. Looks better than the broken one. I have spray painted it black so it doesn't stand out as much, but you know, it's not perfect. But once again, a budget build. We're working with what we can get. The other thing is the fly screen. I got the black version. I'm pleased with that. I've actually spray painted that as well. Speaking of spray paint, I've decided to stay with the color that the bike came with, but I've added a sticker to the tank, and I've also covered it with a flat clear coat that goes on there, so it's kind of a nice look. I'm going to do something similar here to the side panels, but I've got a sticker coming, and then I'll show you that down the road, so stay tuned for that. I have actually spray painted the battery, so the battery doesn't stand out as much, and so that's hidden now, where it blends in more. The front forks, I just added new oil to those, so everything seems to be really good. So pleased with that. I did adjust the valves, so the valves are all adjusted too, and been test riding it, and it's a blast. Love this thing, especially in the gravel, just gravel roads. A lot of fun. Today, this showed up. This is a crash guard. Goes in like this. There you go. Goes in just like that. There's one for the other side. As you can see, a little rusty. The paint's no good. So what I've been doing is taking some of that rust off. I don't have a sandblaster. What I do have is this. So I've been using this to get the rust off. So we're coming to the end of what I'm going to do to this CM450e. As you can see, I've installed the tip over guards, and of course they're painted and cleaned up, so looking a lot better on both sides here. I told you I was going to do something on the side panel, so there it is. Got a nice little 82 on there, so for the 1982 CM that it is. So pleased. And I think I'm going to stop there. It's winter now in Canada, so can't really test ride it too much, but just going to go over quickly what we've done. We've changed out the tires. I've trued up the rims, adjusted all the spokes, changed the fork oil, added a little guard. Actually done the whole top end of the bike here with the headlight, and of course signals, and moved all the wires around, added the Triumph Tiger mirrors onto it, the stock ones. We spray painted or put a clear coat, a flat clear coat over the color that was already there when I bought it. Redone the seat to size to make room for a rack on the back so I can put all that luggage. Of course, cleaned up the back rim as well, adjusted spokes, added the new tire, cleaned up the signal lights in the back and the rear, stoplight, and of course done the same on this side here as well. Adjusted the valves, gone through everything, all the oil, filters, checked out all the bearings, and really all that's left to do is test ride it. Like I said, unfortunately it's winter in Canada, so we'll have to wait for now. And yeah, I think she's pretty much there for the Mur. All right, there's the update. Hello. So I'm going to tie up some loose ends on this video. I think the bike turned out fantastic, exactly kind of what I envisioned. I tweak it over the years, but for the challenge at hand and the Mur, definitely I've got some advantage that I didn't spend much on the bike. As I said, I spent $500 Canadian, and I've probably put another $800 into it. $300 of that being the tires and the tubes, $275 being the upholstery for the seat. $75 for those heated grips, which are working fantastic. So kudos to the distributor there, the manufacturer there. I love that. Love those heated grips. The reason I chose this bike is because I did want a light, nimble bike for these gravel roads, little off-roady things that we're going to be doing. I'm at a disadvantage in the Mur math, that spreadsheet, in that it's light. It's 400 pounds. So no bonus points for being excessively large. It's only got 2 cylinders, so no bonus points for having a multi-cylinder, large, like 4-cylinder type motorcycle. And they're probably going to try to penalize me for not modding it enough. But why mod something when it's perfect? Like, I just cleaned it up, tidied it up, and made it what I wanted. So a lot of the other guys are doing bigger builds. I basically pulled things away, and it's going to work and work really well for me. I'm looking forward to riding it. One thing to recommend, make sure you do get a manual if you get a motorcycle like this and you want to do a project. So that way you know mechanically it's going to be just fine. It's an invaluable resource for you. And then that way you have the peace of mind that everything's set to specs properly, and you can enjoy the ride because you know it's going to run for years and years and years. So, which I'm going to enjoy with this thing. So I think it looks great. I'm so pleased. Can't wait to ride. It's winter in Canada, so I can't really get out. Maybe there'll be a warmish day I can run around and turn on those heated grips. With that said, I'm just going to sign off, and thank you for watching. And as we like to say at Engduro, ride right, stay safe.